Could Lars Sullivan's main roster run be over before it even starts? Well, we'll have to see. What's up, folks? Fred Richani, TSC, your home for pro wrestling news updates, interviews, and everything in between. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. According to WrestlingObserver.com, Lars Sullivan, the Freak, the top prospect, top free agent in storyline for WWE, was supposed to show up for a dark match, aka a non-televised match, on Monday Night Raw this past week and SmackDown Live, and he failed to show up for neither due to reported anxiety attacks. Now, first and foremost, I want to send my best wishes to Lars Sullivan if that is indeed the case. But this is not the first time that Lars Sullivan has caused some trouble for WWE. Now, full disclosure, I know all about anxiety. My sympathies are to him and anybody that's dealing with that. But this isn't the first time he's been in the news for something that's negative towards him or something that would make people question whether or not he could be a top guy, let alone a main roster member. He had some forum posts from the past leak onto Twitter that were very questionable. Several really bad ones as a teen, but I'm willing to kind of say, okay, you know what? As a teenager, you might not know any better. Okay, people evolve, people grow, especially at that age. You know, when you're Hulk Hogan's age, that's one thing. When you're a guy like Lars Sullivan's age as a teenager, that's another thing. However, there were also some questionable forum posts from when he was in his 20s, as in a couple months before he got signed in 2013 to WWE. Forum posts that were racially charged, forum posts that made fun of the mentally ill, made fun of people for having to take medications for mentally ill, ironically enough. And, I'm not saying the guy should have lost his job over that, but I do think that it would have been wise for WWE to say, hey, man, whether this is still you or not, you got to acknowledge this publicly. And, you would hope that with all the money and time they've invested in him that he would say, no, that's not me. Then, you know what? Come out there, say an apology, say, hey, I was a disturbed young man before WWE. I'm cleaning up my life, blah, blah, blah. Whether you believe it or not, it's one thing, but at least acknowledge it. You know what I mean? Especially if you're going to push a guy that could potentially alienate a good chunk of your fan base, especially when WWE is all about be a star and mental health with Morrow and all that jazz. So that was a bad look, but I guess WWE waited for it to die down before bringing him in, and they were going to bring him in slowly. And look, from just a pure character standpoint, taking away how I feel about his posts that I found were tasteless, okay, he's a damn good prospect. And he's definitely got a presence. And he's somebody that I think as a bodyguard for Daniel Bryan, learning from Bryan, being his muscle, I think could work out for him. Kind of like how they brought in Braun Strowman to be Bray Wyatt's muscle for a little bit before they pushed him on his own. I think that would work. But the plan reportedly was for Lars to come in and wrestle John Cena at WrestleMania 35. Now, I thought it would be EC3 versus John Cena just because these guys have been promoting a little social media feud over the past year. EC3 made some comments on social media saying he wants to vanquish John Cena at WrestleMania. Made perfect sense to me. EC3 better worker, has more of a star presence, is more ready to be a star, and he's older too, so you might as well strike the iron while it's hot. But who knows? We may still get that match because Lars Sullivan never showed up. The story right now is anxiety attacks, but you never know. You never know if it could be a drug issue as far as testing. You never know if he could have said the wrong thing to somebody. I mean, who the hell knows? Details are still coming in, but I think we should respect his privacy. I think we should wish him the very best. And yeah, at some point, knock on wood, when he does get better, I'd like to see him acknowledge some of the crap he posted online in the past because that wasn't cool. But hey, don't want to wish anything bad on anybody. I hope everything works out. But I want to hear from you. What do you think about Lars Sullivan's prospects on the main roster? What do you think about John Cena's WrestleMania match? If it's not Lars Sullivan, who will it be? Let me know. Leave a comment below. Tweet us. Facebook us. Do what you got to do. If you enjoyed this update, please like, share, take care. Don't forget to subscribe. And as always, enjoy the matches.